let's study another topic, that is self-induction. Self-induction is a phenomenon or a method. The phenomena of producing induced EMF within a coil itself, that is a conductor, and EMF is induced when there is a change in magnetic flux. So, due to change of magnetic flux, and the magnetic flux changes when there is a change in magnetic field lines, and magnetic field lines change when we change the value of current. So, by changing current which is passing through the coil, so now let's consider a coil having n turns. The flux which is linked with a coil is phi. So the flux linked with n turns coil is n phi, and this is known as flux linkage. So flux linkage n phi is directly proportional to the current which is flowing or passing through that coil. So this is known as flux linkage, the flux which is passing through coil. That is a flux which is linked through this coil, and we can write n phi equal to Li, where L is a proportionality constant called self-inductance. Also known as coefficient of self-induction. By this relation, we can define self-inductance, that is thus L is equal to n phi by I. That is the total flux linked with a coil per unit current passing through it is known as self-inductance of a coil. Linked per unit current passing through it is called self-inductance. And its SI unit is, as we know, SI unit of phi is Weber and current is ampere. So its unit is Weber per ampere. Or in the honor of its discoverer, that is Joseph Henry, it is also known as, its SI unit is also known as Henry, denoted by H. And self-inductance is a scalar quantity, and its dimension is You need not to remember the dimension of any physical quantity. You can just derive it with the help of a formula. We have already found the dimension of magnetic flux, that is equal to phi equivalent to BA, and I is in ampere. So here it is area, here it is ampere. So we can find B is equal to M upon QV, F upon QV, and F is what? M1 L1 T minus 2, and Q is charge. Charge can be written as ampere into time, and V is velocity, that is LT minus 1. Here it is area dimension is L2. Now on solving, T and T minus 1 will cancel out, L and L will cancel out, and we are remain with the dimension of magnetic flux, that is equal to M1 L2 T minus 2 A minus 1. This is the dimension of magnetic flux. Now divide by current dimension, that is ampere, or therefore the dimension of self inductance is M1 L2 T minus 2 A minus 2. Also we have studied that the unit of magnetic flux is volt second, that is which we have derived earlier also. Flux unit is Weber and its dimension is M1 L2 T minus 2 A minus 1. Because of that we know that M1 L2 T minus 2 is energy. Energy is written in joule and this is ampere. We can write ampere as coulomb per second. So joule upon coulomb per second. Joule per coulomb is volt second. So we can write other unit of magnetic flux is volt second. Therefore by this the unit of self inductance is volt second by ampere. Now let's study the factors on which self inductance depends. Self inductance depends on the geometry of a coil. As we know, L is equal to N phi by I. That is, if flux increases, then L will also increase. And vice versa. Therefore, L depends on number of turns of a coil. If turns are more, then the magnetic flux linkage will be more, and because of this flux linkage is more, self inductance will also more. It depends on the size of a coil, that is on the area. If area is circle or a sphere, if it is in spherical in shape, then there is a change in magnetic flux or induced EMF will be more. Thus, magnetic flux will be more. There is change in magnetic flux will be more. Because of that, self inductance will also more. It also depends on the length, that is on the size of a coil. If length is more, then more magnetic flux will produce and more will be the inductance. It also depends on the core which we are using, that is on the type of core, that is the central medium. If we will wound a conducting coil on a soft iron core, thus its magnetic field lines will increase. And if the magnetic field lines will increase, there is a change in magnetic flux will also increase. Thus it will increase the value of self-inductance. Thus we have studied that when a current carrying coil like a solenoid, if a variable current is passing through a solenoid, then it will produce a self-induced EMF, the end of a solenoid is connected with a variable resistor known as rheostat, then with a key, with a battery, and then through a key. And when the key is on, then the current will pass through a coil, and when the current passes through the coil, then magnetic field is produced within the coil. And when variable current is passed with the help of a rheostat, then there is a change in magnetic field lines produced within the coil, and because of the change in magnetic field lines there is a change in magnetic flux. Because of the change in magnetic flux, there is a self EMF induced within the coil known as self-induced EMF, because it is not produced by any external agency. It is produced by the coil itself. These are the magnetic field lines. Passing from north to south, and self-induced EMF can be calculated by Faraday's law, and it is equal to the rate of change of magnetic flux. And as we have studied that in terms of inductance, flux is equal to Li, as L is equivalent to phi by I, or inductance is constant for a given coil, for a particular coil, therefore take it out and we get di by dt is the self-induced EMF. And this self-induced EMF is also known as back-induced EMF, that is back EMF. As here we can see that its direction is always opposite to the direction of flow of current. Or we can also write it in its magnitude form, that is induced EMF equal to L di by dt. By this, L is equal to E upon di by dt. Or if the time rate of change of current is equal to 1 ampere per second and the EMF, self-induced EMF produced is equal to 1 volt, then self-inductance is equal to 1 Henry. Equal to 1 ampere per second and self-induced EMF equal to 1 volt, then L equal to 1 Henry. Thus here we can define self-inductance when EMF produced is equal to 1 volt and increase in current with respect to time is equal to 1 ampere per second, then self-inductance is equal to 1 Henry. And when the key is off, so the current is decreasing with time, that is minus di by dt is equal to 1 ampere per second. And the self-induced EMF equal to 1 volt, then self-inductance is equal to 1 Henry. That is, when the key is on, then there is a change in current, thus EMF, in self-induced EMF, is produced. And when the key is off, then also there is a decrease in current, because of that also EMF is induced within it, and it is equal to 1 volt. And when the decrease in current is also 1 ampere per second, then self-inductance of a coil is 1 Henry. Thus we can say that self direction of self-induced EMF is always opposite to the direction of current. When there is an increase in the current, then it opposes that increase, and when there is a decrease in current, then it also opposes that decrease. It is EMF try to stabilize the current. Now, what do you mean by inductor? We have studied about resistor, capacitor. Now let's see inductor. Inductor is a circuit element which follows the property of self-inductance. It is like a tightly wound coil. Its polarity is positive at this end when the current is increasing with time, and when the current is decreasing with time, then this is negative end. Self-inductance opposes the increase in current, and here it is opposing the decrease in current. It try to stabilize current. Thus, its work, inductor or self-inductance work is to oppose the change in current. And it does not oppose current like resistor. It opposes its change. Now let's find the value of self-inductance in terms of number of turns and area of a coil. The self-inductance of a long solenoid. When air is filled in it and when a magnetic material like soft iron solenoid is filled in it. Consider a long solenoid having n turns of L length connected to a battery. Thus, current will pass through it, which is I. Its length is L, having total n turns, and its area of cross section is A. And the magnetic field produced when the current is flowing through it is equal to mu naught Ni, where N is the number of turns per unit length. Therefore, total number of turns is equal to N equal into N into L, number of turns per unit length into the total length of a solenoid gives capital N. Now, the magnetic flux linked with one turn is equal to And as we are considering one turn, so d phi b linked with one turn, or we can take it as each turn of the coil as phi b equivalent to BA, or we can write B is equivalent to mu naught Ni into A. This is the magnetic flux linked with each turn of a coil. Therefore, the total flux passing through a solenoid linked with solenoid is equal to magnetic flux passing through each turn into number of turns in the solenoid, that is N. Mu naught Nia into capital N, or we can write it as mu naught Nia into N into L. Or we have studied that magnetic flux in terms of self-inductance as phi b equal to Li. Therefore, we can write Li equal to mu naught N square I Al, or we get L equal to mu naught N square Al, or as we have studied that N is capital N equal to N into L, therefore N equal to capital N by small l, or we can write mu naught N square by L square into Al, or final value is mu naught N square A by L equal to capital L when air is filled in the solenoid. And when this conducting coil is wound over a magnetic material like soft iron core, then this is soft iron core, and we have studied that L equal to mu naught times N square by L into A when air is filled in a coil for air, and we have studied that L depends on number of turns, length and area, and it also depends on the core which we are using inside the coil. Therefore, for soft iron core, L equivalent to, it is when air is filled, then it is for free space, and when medium is there, then mu into N square by L A for soft iron core. And iron core has very high relative permeability. Soft iron core very high relative permeability. Now let's differentiate this self-inductance to the self-inductance in air. Let us denote it by L dash. And we know that the ratio relative permeability is the ratio of permeability in medium to the permeability in free space, that is mu by mu naught. Therefore, permeability in medium is equal to mu r into mu naught. Substitute this value in L dash we get L dash is equal to mu r mu naught n square by L into A. And we can see that mu naught n square by L into A is self-inductance for air. And we can see that self-inductance, when soft iron core is used as a core, then it is increased by relative permeability times the self-inductance of air. Thus, self-inductance increases when we will insert a soft iron core which has very high relative permeability. Now, let's study or find the value of magnetic potential energy of an inductor. Magnetostatic or magnetic potential energy of an inductor. Consider an inductor which is only connected in a circuit with a battery, and because of the change in current there is an induced EMF, and because of the induced EMF it will oppose the flow or the passing of current through this inductor, as it follows Lenz's law. Thus, to pass this current through this inductor, the coil has to do some work against this induced or back EMF. So this work done is stored in the form of magnetic potential energy in an inductor. So as the current flows or the battery is connected, and when the key is on, then the back EMF is induced in the coil, which is equal to minus L di by dt, and direction of this induced EMF is opposite to the direction of current. Thus we can also say that this induced EMF behaves like an electrical inertia because it opposes the increase or decay of current, that is change in current. Now we need to do some work to flow current through inductor. And this work done is stored in the form of magnetostatic potential energy. So let's find it. As we know that electrical power is equal to potential difference into current, or power is the rate of doing work, dW by dt, and here this potential difference is equal to the magnitude of back induced EMF which is produced by this battery, and it is opposite to the EMF which is induced, known as back EMF. So here we are taking its magnitude into I. Now when only inductor is connected, then we can write this induced EMF in terms of inductor. Also we can write that dW is equal to EI dt, or as L is equal to E di by dt, or we can write E dt, that is When we will take it up, it is equal to E dt L into di. Therefore, equation will become E dt is replaced by L di. So we can write L I di. And the total work done to find total current I is integration of dW, which is from 0 to total current I, Li di. L is constant for a given inductor, and therefore we will take it out and we get integration of I di equal to I square by 2. This is the total work done to establish current against back EMF, and this work done is stored in the form of potential energy. So we can write W is equal into half Li square, or we can write it in terms of flux, magnetic flux. That is, as we know that since flux is given as L into I, therefore I can be written in the form of phi by L. So here we can also write work done is equal into half L into phi square by L square, or we get half phi square by L. Or we can write half into phi by L, and phi by L is I. So we can write it as I into phi. And this work done is stored in the form of magnetostatic potential energy. Now note that magnetostatic potential energy in an inductor is half Li square, and electrostatic potential energy, which is stored in capacitor, is equal to, which we have studied earlier, is half Cv square. It can also be written as half Q into V, or we can write it as half Q square by C. Now, we have also studied in mechanics about mechanical energy in the form of kinetic energy, which is stored in any particle which is having mass m. So kinetic energy stored in a particle is half m v square. So when we will compare this m with L, then both have a same role. So the analogy is L is electrical inertia and m is also measure of inertia. Therefore, in this equation there is an analogy, and here we can compare current with voltage or a potential difference. Both have same role in the equations. So this is also an analogy.